keep something as a basis, then see when you are talking employment income, this will be, all the things will be there. This will be there in the section C. Okay, one question will be there on the employment income. Now, what there are so many things are there. Okay, there are so many things will come. Tits and bits. Okay, small things will be attached. The recognize the factors that determine whether the engagement is treated as employment. We have to define whether it is employment or it is a self-employment. Is it recognize the basis of assessment? What is the basis for employment income? How it is income is assessable, and what are the allowable deductions, including traveling expenses. So many small points are there. Where discuss the use of statutory approved mileage. We have done, is that 0.45 pence is there, 25 pence is there, within 10,000 kilometers. It is more than 10,000 kilometers. If it is provided by the vehicle provided by the company, vehicle is the own vehicle, all the things, what is the emission rates are there. There are so many things which is going to be done. Explain and compute the benefits of assessable. Okay, when we do that thing, there are so many things. Is that you will have the what are the employment income, employed versus self-employed. So we will focus more on only on employment income. Salary, bonus, basis of assessment, deductions are there, timing of earnings is there. Benefits, you have the exemption, what are the exempted and what are the taxable. When you are talking about the taxable, what are the general rules and what are the specific rules. Okay, just have one view on this. Okay, there. Now, when you do the thing, what is the scope of employment? The distinction between employment and unemployment is fundamental. Self-employment. An employee is taxable under employment income provisions. A self-employed is assessed on the profits derived from his or her trade. Self-employment is based on profits, profession, vocation, under trading income. Okay, this is the fundamental. It is from the employment income, it is from the profits. The following principles laid down by the statutes and case law decisions are important matters to be taken into account, whether the person is employed or employed. Is nature of the contract, is it right? If it is nature of contracts is of service, it is employment. For services, is it? For you are providing for services, then it is you are providing service. You are giving service, you are giving service, okay, and you are providing the service, okay. However, in the absence of a written contract of service, any of the following matters will corroborate existence of a contract. Sometimes, see, that is what they say, there should be a contract. If in case, in the absence of a written contract, in the absence of a written contract of service, mutuality of an obligation by the employer to offer work, an obligation by the employer to offer work, an obligation by employee to undertake the work. Is it? Then it is an obligation, means employer as well as employee. An employee will not normally be in a position to decline work when offered. Whatever they will say, you have to do. Control. The employee controls the method. The individual is entitled to benefits normally provided to employees, such as sick pay and holiday pay. Is it? Is sick pay and the holiday. Basis of payments. The individual committed to work for specific number of hours for fixed time, paid by the hour, week or month. Length of engagement for a longer period of time. Equipment is not provided by the individual, by the employer. Personal service. The individual is obliged to work personally and exclusively for the employer, and cannot hire his or her own helpers. Is it? You have to do whatever you say. You cannot take another employee. Part and parcel of organization. You have the financial risk, and you have the, just read these points.
So, can you explain the sound management? Sound
The
management.
individual cannot profit from sound management.
What does that mean, sir?
Hmm.
Employment, right? So,
Is it that a worker cannot profit from sound management? Okay, hold it for a while. Okay, hold it for a while. We will see. Okay, we will see how it is going, where we will come across, whether we will come across or we will not come across. It is another big issue. Yes,
Yes, sir.
it is another big issue. Okay, we'll see how they have see they say how they are going to use it in a further case. Okay, there is a much case law on this area. There is a much case law on this area, and it is not necessary for every one of the factors listed about to present for relationship to exist. Note that the important case concerning is the vision mixer was engaged in a series of short-term contracts in film and TV industries. That's what established the following fundamental point. It is necessary to look at the overall picture and decide by examining number of criteria. No one factor is conclusive. Okay, when they are saying that it is not conclusive, why we have to bother? We'll see what happens when it will happen. In this particular, like many persons engaged in profession or specialized vocation, he did not have all the trappings of the business and did not supply his own equipment. However, the number of separate engagements were held to be a key factor in the decision to treat him as a self-employed. It means what is there? See, if you treat this one, it is only one time reading. Understand my point? Understand one time reading. Like many persons engaged in the profession or specialized vocation, he did not have all the trappings of the business and did not supply his own equipment. However, the number of separate engagements, is that the number of separate engagements, subcontracts, you can put it like this, was held to be a key factor in the decision to treat him as a self-employed. Is that the number of separate engagements? See, you are employing me. Take an example. You are employing me, but what I will say that okay, I will get these things done on a separate contract basis. Okay, on a separate contract basis. When you are doing it on a separate contract basis, you should not link to your employees. Okay, see that is that it cannot profit from sound management. It means if you are taking any other work which is not part of your job, is that it has to be outsourced to a separate entity. You cannot say that I will take this work and you should not include it into my job specifications will be different. There is another work will come, and that work should not be part of. I should not exploit the situation, as simple as that. Is it? No one factor is conclusive. Is it? See, establish the following fundamental point. It is necessary to look at the overall picture and decide by examining the criteria. Is that we have to take the overall picture and we have to decide the again number of criteria and no one factor is conclusive. Okay. Fine. Just keep like that only. Okay, keep like that. When it comes, we will see how we are going to work it out. How we will deal it, we will see. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tax advantage of self-help. There are some tax advantages to an individual being classed as self-help. You have NIC. Okay. And for a contracting organization, for a contracting organization, there is no employer's NIC to be paid for the contracting organizations. For a self-employed individual, a lower NIC we will cover in chapter 11. Pay, we have done pay in the first or second. Income tax and the individual NIC do not have to be collected under pay. Income tax and NIC are therefore paid later under self-assessment. Read this once again. Income tax and the individual NIC do not have to be collected under pay. We cannot collect it under pay. Income tax and NIC are therefore paid under self-assessment. Self-assessment. There are less strict rules with regard to deductibility of expenses. Okay, there are less strict rules with regard to the deductibility of expenses. Fine. What is the format? Are you clear about this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, little bit. Okay, just make it a thing that, see, at least remember, we have to remember what we have done. There is a salary, bonus is there, benefits is there, reimbursed expenses is there, cash vouchers is there. Okay, now these allowable deductions are there. Expenses incurred only exclusively. Okay, a contribution to employees' occupation scheme, subscription professional bodies, very important. These they will test you. These things they will test you. Only we have to deduct, or you have to put zero. Allowable deductions, okay, allowable deductions, okay, charitable donation, payroll deduction scheme, travel and subsistence expenses, related expenses, use of owner car, use of own car, okay. Now all directors and employers are assessed on the amount of earnings. On what basis? Receipt basis. Is it when you are receiving? The term earnings include not only cash or salary but also bonus, commissions, allowances, benefits available to the employee by the employer. The date of receipt is earlier of, okay, the date of date earnings are received. The date earnings are the date of receipt is earlier of the actual payment or account or on account or earnings. Actual payment of or or account on account of or earning, being entitled to such payments, entitled, not received, okay, but it has been, it has, you if you are saying that they are giving, they are saying that 30th of April, okay, 30th of, even they are not giving on 30th April, we have to, they will, see, salary they will give you on 5th of May, but you are entitled, when you are preparing the taxation, you are preparing on 30th of April. We have to take this. In the case of directors who are in a position to manipulate the timing of payment, there are extra rules. They are deemed to receive earnings on the earliest of the 4 dates. The two rules set out the follow. Okay, just make it a point. Okay, this is that which of the following two? When some of the account of earnings are credited in the company accounts. When some of account of earnings are credited, when earnings are, where earnings are depend before the end of period of account, the end of that period. See, now it is also one technical. These are all technical words. Okay, period of account. Okay, period of account. Okay, period of account. That they say POA. Okay, period of account. Before the end of period of account, that is the end of that period. After the end of period of account, date the earnings are determined. Is that date the earnings are determined. Okay, this again little bit is that the earliest of the 4 days. The two general rules are set out above, and the following two rules. What are the two rules they have given in the above? This is the two rules of the 4 rules. Okay, this is the two rules. Actual payment or on account of or earnings, becoming entitled to such a payment. Okay, what are the extra rules? Extra rules is when the sums of accounts of earnings are credited in the company accounts. In the company accounts, they are talking about company account. They are not talking about the director's account. When earnings are determined before the end of the period of account or after the end of the period of account. Okay, just have a look on this 4 rules. First read this one. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Expenditure is only, we'll complete this and we'll stop. Expenditure is only detectable if it is incurred only exclusively and necessarily in the performance of duty. Wholly, exclusively, and necessarily in the performance of the duties. Okay? Read this. Okay? Just because it is reading part, I'm just putting it. Okay? What is the necessarily, wholly, and exclusively. It is a simple way of putting the things. They are talking about something which is very general, okay? See, but
Yes, sir.
see, if you take into consideration, in some organizations, what you should have a uniform. In some organizations, you should have a uniform. In some organization, you will see if you take the companies, okay, if you have all the equipment, safety equipment, shoes are there, is there helmet is there, you will have all the equipments. Is that expenses? Is it right? It is not the part of the employee. It is the part of the employer.
Understood, sir.
Okay. Sometimes cost of membership also. Is it cost of the employee who joins a golf club to meet clients could not be deduct the cost. See, you cannot imagine. I'm telling you this, that this is has been assessed in the question. It will be assessed in the question that if you are joining a club and you are meeting the clients, you just could not deduct the cost of the membership. Is it? It is a private. You are out of the job. You are doing it. Is it right? This is you will come across. This is tested in one of the questions. Is that if the employee is required to wear clothes of high standard for his her employment and so purchase them, this expenditure is not deductible. The employee clothes satisfy both professional and personal needs. Okay, people are very smart. Expenditure on home telephone can be partly deducted. Business calls are made wholly and exclusively and so are deductible. But the same reason applied to the clothes, no part of the line rental for home phone can be deducted. Getting the things, so see, the people are very clear. Okay, people will say that yes, they want to get the tax exemption as best as possible.
Yes, sir.
It looks interesting and it looks exhaustive also. Okay? It looks interesting, it looks exhaustive. Should I continue or should I stop? I will stop.